Transformers. Talk about more than meets the eye. Who would have thought that a cartoon primarily created to sell as many toys as possible would wind up setting fire to so many imaginations for generations? There were many incarnations of Transformers after G1, but like many others, I didn't revisit the franchise until it returned to theaters. The live-action films ain't masterpieces, but I found them entertaining, and the filmmakers did make efforts to incorporate G1 storylines, such as the matrix of leadership in Optimus Prime's death in the second, and melding Ultimate Doom and Megatron's master plan in the third. But their best achievement would be rekindling the franchise, so that later, Transformers Prime would come. Everything that Michael Bay struggled or failed to achieve in his films, Transformers Prime delivered in abundance. I laughed, I cried, I shat my pants. Gripping storylines, top-notch voice acting, fluid animation. Like its sister series, My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic, it's the de facto standard on how you reboot an 80s cartoon. But while MLP is a G-rated South Park, Transformers Prime's story structure involved episodes that built on everything before them, kind of like Farscape. This makes picking the best episodes even harder, but somehow, I picked out my absolute favorites.
What's the matter, Screamy? Can't pick on someone your own size?
Number 10, Chain of Command. Easily one of the more noteworthy Season 3 episodes, showing the Autobots having to adapt to a new set of circumstances after the destruction of Darkmount, and it's made worse by Predaking's comeback in this episode. It's a mad scramble as the Decepticons keep searching for more fossilized Predacon remains, and the Autobots race against time to stop them. A lot of good action, lots of tense moments between Wheeljack and Ultra Magnus, but let's face it, the real showstopper was Miko, pleasing both her fans and her detractors. For those who loathe Miko...
Master, we have secured the bone, and our Predacon is dealing with the Autobots' pet human as we speak.
And for those who adore Miko...
Even the strongest armor can't protect the weakest of creatures.
Protected you, didn't it?
Yeah, Miko in the Apex armor. That alone guaranteed this episode a slot on this list.
Miko? Perhaps you weren't wrong about the human after all.
Number 9, Deadlock. Yep,
Surprise.
the series finale. The build-up from the previous 64 episodes leads to this final clash between the Autobots and Decepticons, where everything's on the table. There's a whole bunch of unspeakably epic moments, such as when Soundwave, the most dangerously competent Decepticon, falls prey to the machinations of 3 human children as they fight for Earth's survival. But what really gets the epic finale on this list is Megatron's ultimate fate, unless you count Predacons Rising. I don't even have to say anything. Just watch it!
You took my voice. You will never rob anyone of anything ever again.
Not Megatron! No!
Number 8. Number 8. Number 8.
Crisscross. Many of the early episodes focus on the growing bond between Jack and Arcee. putting forth perhaps the best effort in franchise history to make humans truly relevant to the plot. Of all the Jack and Arcee episodes, this one was possibly the best, with it throwing Jack's mother, Arcee's nemesis Arachnid, and the human villain's Mech into the mix. The interaction between Silas and Arachnid early in the episode was captivating enough, but seeing their plans bear fruit is what's truly chilling. Yet the episode was touching, showing how Jack now considers Arcee and the Autobots family, and how June will now be welcomed into that family as well. All in all, a good showing of how Jack can keep his cool, and Arcee easily putting her G1 incarnation to shame.
Would be your motorcycle, guardian, Autobot, friend.
But
Number
you
7,
are bulkhead,
the human factor.
And this is the last time you'll interfere with one of my operations. Silas?
Speaking of Silas, this was pretty much his last episode, and what a way to go. For those still fiercely loyal to all things 80s, this one probably invoked the most memories of how old school tunes were. A simple plot about a horrible weapon prototype falling into the hands of the main villains, and them not hesitating to use it. Now in the body of the deceased Decepticon Breakdown, Silas used his laser satellite as a bargaining chip to get into Megatron's good graces. Some have criticized this episode for trying to stuff in too much, but I like the frantic pace of the action, while still delivering dramatic and subtle moments, such as Knockout shock at seeing what became of his friend, and Megatron struggling to put aside his antipathy of humans to work with one.
Promising. So, let us reclaim
Number
what is
6,
rightfully ours.
Triangulation. Another episode that delivers on the action without sacrificing top-notch writing and character development. This was part of the episode run dealing with hunting down relics all over the globe, bringing Optimus and Dreadwing to the frozen Arctic, along with Starscream, who's gone solo. The scenes with Optimus Prime and Starscream alone were compelling.
After all I have done for the Autobots, helping to restore your memory, saving Arcee's life.
While you have at times proved beneficial to us, it has been only to further your own interests.
Well, we can't all be as selfless as you, now can we?
But the best part is easily when Starscream grabs the Apex armor, forcing Optimus and Dreadwing into an uneasy alliance. All in all, a great episode for developing Dreadwing's character further, and showing how Optimus can still kick truckloads of ass while maintaining a certain optimism and nobility, even to those sworn to eliminate him.
He is far too powerful, Prime! Fall back!
I'm never leaving you again.
Number 5, Hurt. For a long time, Miko was the most despised human character, an adrenaline junkie who didn't care about how her antics would get the Autobots in trouble. That changed permanently in this episode. It may not have been the episode Miko deserved, but it was the one she needed. After Bulkhead returns to base at Death's Door, it finally hits Miko that the war against the Decepticons is no game. She grows despondent, and so full of rage that she makes a deal with Wheeljack in order to see the Insecticon responsible pay. And she's surprisingly competent at it, infiltrating an Energon mine without a problem. But what really cements Miko as an awesome character is when she personally frags Hardshell. No, wait, it's what follows. Optimus always claims his human friends are Autobots in spirit, and here, by admitting that personally dishing out revenge gained her nothing, Miko proved it.
You did Bulkhead proud.
Then why don't I feel any different?
Number 4, One Shall Rise, Part 2. This is what made me think Unicron was awesome, not the 1986 movie. I'm sorry, but the Galactus ripoff that was a giant volleyball with horns just didn't float my boat. But Unicron winding up being Earth's core was a total mind screw. And now Mr. Bad News has awakened and sent out stone sentries forged from the Earth itself. And Megatron winds up saving the Autobots, of all people. Sure, it's customary to have enemy mine situations in Transformers lore where Optimus and Megatron unite against Unicron, but it's a much bigger deal here. Because of how the series drives home how hellish this war has been, the Autobots are extremely reluctant to work with Megatron, leading to some tense moments.
Brutal honesty from a Decepticon?
Aligning with the lesser of two evils is still siding with evil.
Hell, just the scene with him walking into the Autobot base is supremely chilling, and he hardly says a thing.
So, this is where the magic happens. Quaint.
All in all, this episode hints at both Megatron's redeeming qualities and what makes him so aberrant.
Ah, you're looking much better than the last time we met, little one. Humans, resilient. And you, I never forget a face, even that of a human.
Megatron must be stopped, no matter the cost.
Number 3. Regeneration and Darkest Hour. Both these episodes are tied because of how they wrap up the whole second season. The time has finally come to secure the Omega Lock on Cybertron, the key to restoring the planet to its former glory. In a way, the first of these two episodes feels like a video game, and that every bit of gear the Autobots have collected over the series comes into play in their all-out assault on the Decepticons. And I do mean all-out assault. No quarter is given as the Autobots throw everything they've got at the Decepticons. And they would have won too, if not for...
So that I may hand over the humans.
Yeah, them pesky humans. But you gotta admire how Jack tells the Decepticons where they can shove it, if it means helping Optimus get his homeworld back.
Go ahead. The Autobots were prepared to sacrifice themselves for my planet. I'll do the same for theirs.
And the Season 2 finale is another episode where we see Optimus at his most selfless and Megatron at his worst. Megatron intends to use the Omega Lock to cyberform Earth itself, leaving Optimus with no choice but to sacrifice his own world to save another. And who could forget the very end, where the Decepticons finally pinpoint the Autobots' base and launch an all-out assault of their own. Keep your Game of Thrones and Breaking Bad. This had to be one of the sickest and most dramatic television finales in recent years.
United we stand, divided they fall.
Just go already. Optimus needs you.
Number 2. Orion Pax Parts 2 and 3. Another tie because of how so closely the episodes are woven together. But Part 2 of this 3-part season premiere mostly gets on this list because of the epic tone involved with Jack being prepped to go to Cybertron. Turns out this little human is the only one who can recharge the key to Vector Sigma and restore the Matrix of Leadership, thus returning Optimus Prime's memories. But it's really his arrival that gets the episode on this list. Jack's elation of traveling to another world, cruelly tempered by Arcee being mortified by him seeing what became of her home.
This isn't how I wanted you to see my home.
I'm sorry.
We did everything to save Cybertron. But when the fog finally lifted, there wasn't much left to save.
The final part has more action, namely Jack dealing with Scraplets and an Insecticon, and proving once again how badass he is by thinking up a strategy for eliminating both threats on the fly. And of course, Megatron getting wind of their plan and seeing the other Autobots brave certain tailpipe whoopings in an effort to stop him. All for everything to pay off in the end, and we see Optimus Prime return in the most epic manner imaginable.
Megatron, be gone. Megatron, today you answer for your crimes against Cybertron.
And now, number 1, one shall fall.
Stand, and one shall fall. You, Optimus Prime!
Okay, from the title, it's pretty damn obvious what the crux of this episode is about. But just as dramatic is what leads up to Optimus going after Megatron's spark. Another of Optimus's human friends, Raph, is mortally wounded thanks to Megatron, and, well, this is the closest we'll ever probably see to Optimus Prime going completely apeshit crazy.
I have come for Megatron, and him alone. Stand down and be spared.
The latter half of the episode switches back and forth between Optimus getting closer to killing Megatron and the fight to save Raph. Ratchet also gets some of his best moments here, as he finally realizes how much the humans now mean to him, and berates himself for knowing next to nothing about human physiology.
He's in good hands.
Not mine, Optimus. Curse my Cybertronian pride. We've accepted these humans into our lives, yet I've bothered to learn so little of their science or medicine.
By combining the classic Transformers robot-on-robot action that we love, while making the human characters take center stage as well, making us care about their fate without overshadowing the alien bots the series is named after, this episode is the clear overall winner. And it certainly doesn't hurt from having perhaps the single most epic showdown between Optimus and Megatron in the franchise's overall history.